Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you need one more vegetable side and a vegetarian side, this is the ticket. This cauliflower leek gratin is cheesy, it's decadent, and it is so delicious. And now let's talk about the cauliflower. I like to use a whole cauliflower like this. It should be completely white, no brown spots, because once the brown spots start appearing, that means the cauliflower is starting to reach its peak and it's starting to get old. So do look for something that's nice and clear. So once you cut it into a whole floret, it'll be round on all sides. We want to cut that in half so that when we put it in the oven to roast, it has a nice side to get, a little bit toasty on. It'll also just be a little bit easier to eat for your guests if you've cut it in half. Now at first you might think you have too much cauliflower. It is a lot of cauliflower, but it is going to shrink down once we put it in the oven. Then you're going to toss it with 2 tablespoons of olive oil and then season to taste with a little bit of salt and a little bit of freshly cracked pepper. Then go ahead and toss it up with your fingertips, and then you can transfer it to a large baking pan. There. You don't want to crowd it. You want to make sure that it's all on a single level. So make sure you get a pan big enough to fit all this cauliflower. Then you want to roast it at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for just about 20 minutes. It should be fork tender, and then you know it's done. Okay, now for our leeks. So we're going to be using 2 leeks for this recipe, and you want to cut them down. We're only going to be using the white and slightly green part to about 3 inches long. Here, so see, I'm making almost like little matchsticks is the goal. And it may look like a lot, but they are going to cook down when we saute them into really delicious, flavorful ribbons. So while your cauliflower is in the oven, that's going to take 20 minutes. You can get this part done. Then you want to get out a large nonstick pan, and we're going to set this on medium-high heat and add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Then once your pan is hot, you can go ahead and add the leeks. You may want to do it in stages just so that you don't crowd them, because what's nice about these is they get really nice and browned and caramelized, and you want to make sure they have the room to do that. Once your leeks are done, you can set them aside and put them in a bowl, and you can see just how much they do cook down. Then at this stage, you can go ahead and transfer your cauliflower to your gratin pan. And then you're going to add your cooked leeks on top of that. And go ahead and spread them around a little bit. You may have to do a little sprinkling just so that everybody gets a little taste of the leeks. Okay, yummy. It's all ready for our creamy, cheesy, delicious sauce. So for the sauce, you're going to add unsalted butter, and you want to melt that down until it gets nice and foamy. And then you can add all-purpose flour. And then just cook the flour and the butter mixture for about a minute or so, and you'll have this really nice, smooth, creamy paste. And then you want to add 2 cups of whole milk. And then increase your heat to about medium-high, because we want this to start to boil a little bit and thicken. But while we're waiting for that to happen, we can also add some seasoning. So you want to add some salt and pepper just to taste. 1 garlic clove that you've minced. About 1/8 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Just gives it a really nice sort of nutty holiday flavor. Now this sauce is nice and thickened. You can see it coats the back of a spoon. At this stage, you want to add 2 teaspoons of freshly chopped thyme. This is going to give it a delicious fall flavor. And some cheese. We're going to give it a head start with the cheesiness. Grated Gruyere cheese. There, and just keep stirring it around until that cheese is nice and melted, and then we are going to add it to our fabulous cauliflower. Then add grated Gruyere cheese on top. All right, now here is the delicious move. We are going to add some of these crispy, delicious fried onions on top. So sometimes you'll see cauliflower gratin with breadcrumbs, and that's also a good way to go. But my feeling is like, yeah, let's get the crunch, but let's also have a little flavor. And there's so much flavor in these fried onions. So I do like to add about 1/3 of a cup, 1/2 a cup if you want to really go for broke on top. Okay, this is looking great. Into the oven it goes. And when this comes out of the oven, those onions will be all crispy, the cheese will be all melty, and you'll have one delicious side dish on your hands. And I am actually having my Thanksgiving this weekend. We're doing it a week earlier over here in France. I'll be sure to share a little vlog on my prep. I'm really happy because I am here and I found pomegranates, which I didn't think I was going to find those. And you can look for that next week. Until then, bye.